Good morning, fellow classmates. My name is Daniel Smith, here to discuss an important U.S. Supreme Court case regarding Marbury versus Madison. The Marbury versus Madison legal case, which was decided on February 24th, 1803, was significant and a landmark decision as the United States Supreme Court had first declared an act of Congress unconstitutional and established the doctrine of judicial review. At that time, the Chief Justice John Marshall is credited with writing the court's opinion based upon their findings. To give some historical background in regards to the case, in regards to the 1800 presidential election, Thomas Jefferson's inauguration as president in March 1801, the lame duck Federalist Congress created a 16 new circuit judgeship based upon the Judiciary Act of 1801. The new judgeships, in which Adams proceeded to fill with Federalists in an effort to preserve his party, subsequently raised some concern of Jefferson and his Democratic Republican Party. Subsequently, as the midnight oil burned and the midnight appointments were said to be confirmed, William Marbury from the Federalist Party did not receive his commission or his appointment prior to Jefferson becoming president. Once Jefferson was in office, he directed his Secretary of State at that time, James Madison, to withhold the commission. Subsequently, William Marbury petitioned the Supreme Court to issue a writ of mandamus to compel Madison to act. During the treacherous battle through the United States Supreme Court, the case presented in Marbury versus Madison was described initially as minor, as the Judiciary Act of 1801 was ultimately repealed. However, Marshall recognized this as being a perfect case to bring the basic principle of judicial review. Here we see a huge checks and balances based upon our United States of America, and the importance of having the executive, the legislative, and the judicial branch. Ultimately, as the decision was made, Chief Justice Marshall understood the dilemma the case posed to the court, as this was the first time the United States Supreme Court had looked to make a determination of an unconstitutional act committed by another branch of government. Jefferson could simply ignore the writ of mandamus because the court at that time had no power to enforce it. On the flip side, had they not issued the writ, it would appear as though the judicial branch was a weaker entity of government had they backed down from the executive branch. Chief Justice Marshall, who's pictured there on our right, made the astounding and forefront decision to establish power for the court and the ultimate arbitrator of the Constitution by issuing his ruling. Ultimately, the decision was made. The court found that Madison's refusal to deliver the commission was illegal, but did not order Madison to hand over Marbury's commission via the writ of mandamus. Instead, the court took a different approach and held that the provision of the Judiciary Act of 1789 enabled Marbury to bring his claim to the Supreme Court was itself unconstitutional, since it extended the court's real jurisdiction beyond Article 3, Section 2 of the Constitution. Subsequently, based upon the strong ruling of Chief Justice Marshall, it established in holding that the principle of judicial review and the power to declare a law unconstitutional. Most importantly, what came from this was the clear, specific understanding that, in fact, checks and balances are put into place. And as you look over to the right there, it is empathetically the province and duty of the Judicial Department to say what the law is. That is currently engraved in the United States Supreme Court. Therefore, this was a paramount and fundamental ruling based upon political turmoil, with ultimately the United States Supreme Court making a landmark decision and holding true and strong to their power. Again, the Marbury versus Madison is something very important, very crutch to our political system in the United States of America. And as we continue through 2020 into 2021, and the world's just not back to what we lived in and what we previously were used to, I want to remind everyone, blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life, and that the Lord has promised to those who love him. That's from James 1:12. I'm blessed to be a part of this school, blessed to be a part of this class, and I encourage all of you to stay strong, and this too shall pass. Thank you for your time.